So what I'll tell you is that that's what a leader is, by the way, right? So when people go, what's a leader? What's a leader? And so when you look at this right here, it's people that have done it, that have duplicated, that have taught others, that have created some success. And I'm going to spend a couple of minutes teaching on this. I do want to ask Lindsay a couple of more questions. I may ask a couple other people on this Zoom questions, and then we will wrap it up and call it a good Saturday. But as we start and move on, for those of y'all that are here that are newer, and for some of y'all that have been around for maybe a week or 2 weeks, that's still newer. What I want to share with all of you is really simple, right? As we talk about starting this business, this right here is you. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you find members in your business, which are customers, and we're going to help you build a team. And what that means is that we're going to teach you how you're going to introduce people to this. Our goal is for you to get a story when it comes to our service, which is the Club Viago membership, and a story when it comes to our business and income. Like, we want you to win. We want you to be able to be like Brandon and his wife, Michelle, that in their first 11 days, they earned $1,700. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you that income, nor am I enticing you and telling you that if you join, that's the money that you're going to make. What I'm telling you is it's a simple concept that for every person you introduce, you earn $100. And then there are other team overrides and commissions that you earn. Brandon and Michelle introduced a few people who introduced a few people, and their team is now growing. So there's two types of stories, right? So let's sit there and we'll get to a business story we'll spend a little bit more time on the business story, because what we want to do is we want to help all of you finish Club 6, which Club 6 is where you have 6 personal referrals. So this is you. And even though we're building 2 teams, your 6 personal referrals would be a member, a member, a member, a member, a member, a member that you personally have referred. Okay, so we want to help you get Club 6 done. All of these people will go inside of 2 teams. So it may look like 3 on this side and 3 on this side, but you personally brought them. And so not only will you earn $600, but now your membership is free. So this is our first goal, is to help you get this completed. And we're going to talk about this today. But that story is a business story. Like when we talked to Brandon and Michelle, they needed to get their Club 6 done. You know, when we talk to anybody, okay, hold on a second. I'm just going to have to do this. Sorry. We'll have to remove her for now. Okay. So here's what happens is that when this happens, ladies and gentlemen, this gets your membership for free. And then after that, right, we start building a team. We want to get you to 5 left and 5 right. And this makes you a bronze, which starts off at the $50 a month on the residual portion of our compensation plan. And as the team grows, this person here is introducing people, and this person here is introducing people. So as the team grows on both sides, it gets to 10 left and 10 right, and you're now at 200. So we're going to help you with this process. We need to create a business story. What we call a product, which our product is a service. What we call this story is going back to my friend Lindsay, right? And this story right here is where people go, how do I use this service? Okay, so what happens is I'm going to show you something when it comes to the membership, right? So when it comes to the membership, what happens is really simple. You go to Club Viago after you join.com. This is your membership. And what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show all of you right now. Okay. So this is Club Viago. When you first go here, this is what you see. And then what happens from here is you click sign in. And when you click sign in, it's going to take you to where you put in your username and password, right? And so that is where you enter in your information and you log into Club Viago. So this is the club membership, right? On the right, you will see Club Viago points and equal to US dollars. Yo, this is mine, actually. I do have 3,675 points, which is $1 per point, right? When you start out, you're going to see 600 right over there. And then this is the travel. So there's a booking engine, Escape Your Way. Reward Escapes is the one that you can use points on. And then the Getaway is the ones that after a year, you get a vacation, is what we call a getaway. And that vacation, you can click on there and look at what it has to offer and that type of stuff. Shop is actually fun. Shop is fun, right? Because this is where you can go on here and click on member deals, Benefit Hub, benefit partners, telemed. So this is where you would go for telemedicine. Viago Healthcare in the United States for people that want to have some sort of health insurance or supplemental insurance, or you want to do what Lindsay did and save money on health insurance. This is where you would go. Car insurance, I would go to member deals. This is where I went for car insurance. And what I did is that I went to shopping deals, and then you go to view all. And then on this left-hand side, there's a place that is literally, right, called insurance. So you can go to insurance, you click on that, and then you can go, even if you don't have farmers, you can go to farmers. And then what you do is that it says discounted auto and home insurance from multiple carriers all at once. That's where you would go. Now we can go back. You can go to movie tickets if you want. AMC, Regal, Showcase, Cinemark. You can, like, if you're ever going to a movie, I'm a movie guy. Why would you waste money when you could save money? Right? What else do you want? Physical wellness, sports, outdoors, office, workplace. This is a place where I'm talking about click. Like, go on here and click. Shows, sports, concerts. Click around this thing, play around on it, and have fun and watch what you can get. Now, our team site, Elite Synergy System, will give you so much information to help you through our business. This system right here, Elite Synergy System, if you click on these 3 lines, there's a place for getting started, get connected, Quick Coach, which I'm actually going to click on, Spanish Quick Coach. We have training, we have presentations, we have documents. Let me go here real quickly. This is what I want all of you to really do. And I'm hoping that I can get Lindsay to do this for us, right? This is a savings tracker. This is something that everyone wants to download and do, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you want people to become a member or you want to recruit people, do you know how simple it's going to be when you start writing down the areas that you use this membership with? Can you imagine what Lindsay's looks like? Hers would be car insurance, homeowners insurance, pet food for her dog. Like, you heard all the things that she was saying, and imagine her list of what she's already used. I remember when Jared was like, Muzaffar, me, my wife, and my son, Jai, we went to the movies, right? So you could put movie. When is the date that you went? What would have the normal price been? What was your Viago price? What was your savings? Even if it's $30 in savings, when you show this tracker to somebody, when people see a presentation, and they go, well, I want to do a little bit more research, or can I look at things? Pull out your savings tracker and go, hey, listen, I don't know. All I know is I've been doing this for a couple of weeks, and this is the money I've saved so far. And somebody may go, well, you've only used it 2 or 3 times. Go, yeah, but let me show you Lindsay's. Let me show you my uplines. Let me show you Brandon and Michelle's. Let me show you Ben Bradshaw's. Let me show you Sherry Sharman's. Let me show you. And when you start showing people that you work with their savings tracker, right? And people go, wow. You guys, I have a pet. You guys save on pet food? Oh my gosh. People will see things on here that they may not see in the presentation. The more of you that start implementing this into your daily business, the savings tracker, it's going to increase retention in all the people that have a membership. That's what we want for everybody. Think about it. I would love everybody to have these savings trackers. I want this to be the fun comparison. It's kind of like, I'll show you my savings tracker if you show me yours, right? It's kind of like that thing. Like this is this, have you ever, I'm not trying to make any funny comparisons, but in this one, like it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if you have one or if you have 100. What matters is that you have something, right? Start the process. Don't make it where, oh, well, I haven't saved $2,000 yet, so I can't write anything down. No, I don't care if you save $10. Write it down. Literally use this savings tracker. And so you might be going, Muzaffar, help. How do I get it again? Okay, I'll show you. Go to Elite Synergy System. Click on the 3 lines. Go to Documents. And under Documents, you will see Savings Tracker in English and in Spanish. Now, going back to the membership, because I'm not doing a membership training today, you can go to elitesynergysystem.com and go right here to Quick Coach. Quick Coach will help you with back office trainings, how the basic dashboard works, how to edit your profile, how to shop with Viago points, how to enroll a new member, how to set up your Viago Pay so you can receive your commissions, how to log into Club Viago, the Viago site overview, how to book hotels, how to book a cruise, how to do rental cars, how to book a flight, how to rent luxury home, how to book a week-long stay, how to do activities, how to use the marketplace, how to do escape your way, how to do reward escapes. Like everything is here, ladies and gentlemen. How to use our getaways. The getaway is the vacation gift that we give you. We have an unlimited dine-in stay in Europe. Do any of y'all want to go to Europe? After 12 months of being loyal, one of the gifts is a 365-night European dine and stay. What does that mean? You pay for your food. We pay for the hotel for 365 days, up to 365 days is taken care of by us. I had somebody go, Muzaffar, if I take the unlimited dine and stay and I travel Europe and I build this business, it's actually better for me than paying rent and staying at my home. Like think about it, right? Like you're in different hotel, you're traveling Europe, you're building a business. Look, if you have family, kids, school, all that stuff, you can't just up and go. But some of you don't have that. Like getting this getaway right here, this takes care of the hotel and taxes. Every hotel that you go to has a minimum food necessity, and it's normally between 30 and 50 euros per day. Euros is very close to the dollar. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Muzaffar, I would spend that on food anyways. I know. So imagine you don't have to pay for the hotel or the taxes. The only you have to do is you pay for what you eat, which is amazing. This is one of our gifts. The other one is you can do a 4-night stay in Mexico, a 7-night stay anywhere, a 4-night cruise. This is like, there's so much. So this is all under Quick Coach. This is all here for you to use. This right here is training. Training is where we're talking about the weekly trainings that we do. So all of that is here. Now, the last thing is events. Events is where we're talking about what's coming. The biggest thing that's coming is the major event, ladies and gentlemen, which is Amplify. This is at the very front of the page, Amplify, right here. Click here for more details. This is May 2nd through the 4th. This is how you get your tickets. This is how you book your hotel. Our Inner Circle party Friday night, that's going to be an all whited out party. That means that you dress in all white. Please don't try to be the funny person and come in something unique. Look, be a part of the community. You can be unique in all white. Have fun with us. Everybody's going to be in all white. All right. So this is all the stuff that's included in the event. There's 25 days, 20 hours, 4 minutes, and 42, 41, 40 seconds, like to the major event. This is the spot. So This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a couple of key items that I wanted to talk to you about today, before we go into actually building the business. And I see my friend Lindsay is back. Lindsay, did you get a chance to see that savings tracker? Are you still on here by chance, Lindsay? Is she muted? She's there.
I
You
am
go.
here.
Perfect. Lindsay,
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna do
I'm gonna
that
ask
today.
for a perfect. I'm gonna ask for a favor from you, just for me. Now you don't have to do it for anybody else, but since we're friends, because we become buddies, you and me.
Yeah.
What I would like as a friend from you, and then if you're okay, I will hand it to other people. But I would love if you could go here, Lindsay, to Elite Synergy System and click on these three lines and go to documents and click on savings tracker. And I'd love for you to write down all the things that you saved money on so far. And I would love to have that because I'm going to talk about you
Absolutely.
all over the world. When I go to Greece, Lindsay, I'm going to show Lindsay savings tracker. When I go to Colombia, I'm going to show Lindsay savings tracker. When I go, so I'm going to make you famous all over the world if you'll
Oh
be
boy.
if you'll be my friend and help me. I would really appreciate it. And listen,
Hilarious.
I'm going to challenge all of you to beat Lindsay. That's what I'm going to challenge you to do. She right now in 90 days has saved 7,000. I'm going to throw out a challenge that in the next 90 days, I want to see if somebody can beat Lindsay, and there's going to be a gift in it for you if you can beat Lindsay. If in the next 90 days, you can save more than 7,000 using Club Viago, what's going to happen is you reach out to me and you say, Muzaffar, here's my savings tracker. And I want to see it. I want to see it documented. And then we'll talk about a gift from you, from me to you, just so all of you know. Put that out there for everyone. Okay. So Lindsay, let's go back to this. How did you get started on realizing that you could save a ton? What snapped? What made you go play around? What made you do it?
So this is actually kind of a really funny story. Hold on. Sorry, my dog opened the front door, so I needed to shut it. Um, so I actually technically still am part of a company, not a multi-level marketing company called Nu Skin. And when I had joined this company, I was like, well, we had a trip in January, and I'm being very candid with everybody. We had a trip in January that I was supposed to go MC for Nu Skin in Utah. And we always have to get lots of hotels for teammates. I mean, hundreds of teammates we have coming in. And I'm always kind of a part of that. So I called my Marriott members because I'm a high member in there, and they were able to save us $30 per room. So it went from 250 to 220 per room for Marriott. We have 100 people coming. So when I joined Viago, I was like, okay, let's see if there's really savings, right? Because we always are like, oh, okay, it's too good to be true. So I go into my Viago site, and this is, keep in mind, it just launched, like no idea where I'm going. It took me forever. Like now I'm really okay at it. But went in, logged in, super simple, looked up the Marriott. I was actually shocked that the Marriott was there because it was in Provo. I was able to get rooms for $114 per room instead of 220. So to save $100 times three, which is 3 nights, $300 for 100 people. That's a lot of money. I don't know if you're connecting that, and I was like, okay, I just saved myself $300, but I just saved for 100 people like $30,000 in savings. Like that. I was blown away. And that's when I then canceled that room and then came to Dallas. And that was the first, I know this is funny, right? I was like, and then now I left that company actually because I'm all in on Viago. I love Viago. This is absolutely what I'm made for. I'm not a product pusher. So I love this. But yeah, literally canceled my trip there, went to Dallas. And that was the first big savings that I saw was the hotel room where I had been spending tens of thousands of dollars on my Marriott card, and they would give me like 2 free nights a year. And here I just saved so much money on one time. So that was the first one.
All right, so let's stop for a second. And I don't know if this is registering with everyone because it really registered with me. She had over 100 people on her team going to a different company event, and she made a decision. And she said, "This actually not only works, it makes sense. Everybody's going to need this. Why would I even continue doing that?" Which most people would have sat there and been frozen and reevaluated and all of this stuff. She said, "I'm done. I'm going to Dallas. She came to our event. She came to our event and she started building a massive team. And she, out of pure, real joy, because she saw the savings herself. I can't impress any harder upon all of you to use this membership. This is why this savings tracker is not something that I'm trying to make any of you do homework. I'm telling you, it's going to help you build your business, because even one thing like that, that she was like, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and take a look. And that thing changed and rocked her world. Just that one savings. And if any of those 100 people go, like, just think about this and go, wait a minute, this just makes way more sense, right? Way more sense. So that's, first of all, congratulations. And I love the fact that because I was taught something a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. I was taught that successful people make decisions quickly. They act upon their decisions and they make those decisions happen. Unsuccessful people take a very long time to make a decision. And when they finally do, they change it quickly. Like, have you ever seen somebody sitting at a McDonald's and they're sitting there going, I'll have a number, no, a number three, no, a number, what do you recommend? I'll have, okay. And then they'll go, and they're standing there and you're going, just make a decision already. And then they finally make a decision. Have you ever seen this? Okay, I'll have a number three. And then right when everything's going through, they're like, no, change it to a number one. So they take forever to make a decision and then they change it quickly. People that are successful make decisions quickly and they don't change it. They make that decision and they make it happen. And Lindsay, I'm proud of you for making the decision. And you went to Dallas, you made it happen, and now your organization is growing at a phenomenal rate. Okay, so that was number one. Since then, what have you told your team to do to save money on the membership, or what do you think since then has been your most favorite savings? What has that been, and how did you do that?
Yeah. Actually the telemedicine is like my favorite because I feel like everybody in my house is always sick or always needs to go to the doctor. And again, me just being a parent that takes care of both my children, it's hard for me to bring a sick person somewhere, take one out of school, having to leave, whatever, just having to drive there, having to pay the copay. So we've used it actually 4 times now. I thought it was only 3 times. One time I used it when I was not here. I actually used it when I was out of state. So being able to call on that phone line and get talk to a doctor within minutes and have a prescription within like minutes, basically, is like life changing because of the time, the stress, the money, all of those things. That free telemedicine, I just absolutely love that. I think that that portion alone is a no-brainer to get the membership. If it was just a membership for the telemedicine, I'd be like, I'm all in because it's unbelievable that savings that you have right there with just that. For me personally, it might not be the same for everybody depending on your insurances and what you have. But for me personally, it is because I have a high deductible, whatever mine is, and it was a big difference. And then I guess along with that would be the health share program that we have, that now I'm saving $2,400 on a year, which is huge for me. So that part of it, but not only that money part of it, the fact of the things that it actually includes and has access to, and will have access to more of the holistic things and dental and vision and that kind of stuff. I mean, the 2,400 is like a basic thing for me, just in my kids, no dental, no vision, high deductible I was paying. So I'm excited to see where that portion is going to keep growing too.
So congrats on that. And so what I'll tell all of you is so how do we use Lindsay's story to benefit your business? So let me ask you a question, right? Here's how my brain computes. Do you know anyone that's a single mom that's either an independent contractor or working or doing their best to make things happen? Okay, number one. And I bet everyone on here knows a single mom. And what I would do is I would sit there and say, hey, Sherry, I was thinking about you because today I met a lady named Lindsay, who's a single mom just like you. and she started using our membership, and she saved over $7,000 in 3 months. And she said to me, because Lindsay's saying this to you, so you can actually say this. All of you have just met Lindsay, so you can say everything that I'm saying. You don't have to be Mazafar, where me and Lindsay have become friends. And by the way, she's now all of your friends, and you'll meet her in Atlanta. But what I'll tell you is,
I'm a hugger.
yeah, and she's a hugger. And what I'll tell you is that Lindsay, so this is what I would say if I was you. So if I was, let's say, Mitchell, who's on here, and I see his camera's on. So if I was Mitchell and I sat there and said to a single mom, hey, listen, I was thinking about you today, Sherry, because I met this lady named Lindsay, who's a single mom. And I looked at this company that has this club membership. Lindsay saved $7,000 in 3 months as a single mom using this membership. And I know how important that would be for you. And right away, Sherry might go, oh my gosh, how did she do it? Go, listen, I don't know all the details. I know that there's information on what she did and how she did it. Number one, this call is being recorded, so you guys can get the recording and use it, and you can show this to anybody. Number two, the presentation was recorded. You can use that one too. Number three, we're doing live presentations every day. Number four, there's another presentation Sherry and I will do live on Monday night. Number five, let me finish saying what I was saying. And I'd sit there and say, you know, the one thing that really hit me when Lindsay talked about her favorite part was the telemedicine and how much she saved on her actual insurance. Because she said, having 2 kids, there's always someone sick in the house. And I thought about you, Sherry, because I remember when your little one was sick, right? Being like, whoever it is, I'm using Sherry as an example because she was a single mom. My point is if you said this to a single mom, they would go, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And then you go, and now she saved $2,400 on her health insurance every year. Plus, she's using it in multiple categories. So write it down, practice this, literally practice saying this. I would contact every single mom I know and talk about Lindsay's story. I really would. And if you called somebody, right? If I called somebody, for example, if I called my buddy Mark Soda, and me and Soda were talking, and now watch how this conversation goes. Hey, Soda, what's going on? Not much, man. Mazafar, how are you? Great. Did you watch the game last night? Yeah, I did. Thank God the Lakers won. I know. It's awesome. They're going to make this is a normal conversation. Soda, by the way, quick question for you. Do you know any single moms? Why, Mazafar? What's up? Well, I just met a lady today on a call, on a Zoom call this morning named Lindsay. And she's been using this lifestyle membership that saved her $7,000, which is significant money in the last 90 days for her and her kids. And she's a single mom. And I just thought about some of the single moms I know that I could help. And I know that you know some. Well, yeah, Mazafar, my friend is a single mom. Now, again, I'm not saying the only people we're recruiting is single moms. I'm just giving you an idea of how I would use, in a good way, Lindsay's story. That's how I would use Lindsay's story. So the more you're finding out about Lindsay, right? And they'll go, well, wow, now here's something else, right? I would say, yeah, she's got 2 little ones. She has a daughter that's 15 and a son, right? Lindsay, that's 8.
Yep. Yeah, he's 8 years old.
Right. And so just so you understand is the more personable you make it. And then when you do talk to the single mom and they go, you know, oh my gosh. Now, some people may go, how do I meet this Lindsay girl? Well, let me show you this video. Let me show you. She was on here talking about what she saved, and they're going to see her and they're going to hear her story. And now that's one way. Another way is if you've ever met someone that was in another network marketing business. Lindsay was in another network marketing company. I'm not here to tell you that we want to go recruit other people's people. We don't need to do that to create success in our business. There's enough to go around. What I will tell you is there are people that may be in another company that love network marketing, but they're unhappy. If somebody's unhappy or there's a situation where they're not loving life, as my dear friend Sherry says, if they're not loving life, they're existing. And if they're existing, that's no way to go through life, is to exist. And so what I would do is for that person that's unhappy, I would show them this. But I want you to understand, I'm not here to go after other companies' people. We don't need to do that. But if someone's unhappy and they want an opportunity, we have it. There's millions of people that have never done network marketing before. And there's millions of people that are not in another network marketing business that are praying for this. Lindsay literally said, and sometimes when you hear this, you think it's a joke, and it's not, where she sat there and said, I prayed for something, right? Like, it's wild, but like I remember doing a presentation for a pastor. And when the presentation was done, the pastor said to me, Muzaffar, this all sounds great. I have to pray about it. And I said, Pastor, can I ask you a question? And he was like, yes. I said, with all due respect, and I mean this respectfully, Pastor, have you ever prayed before? And he looked at me and he was like, yes. And I said, how do you know this ain't your answer, Pastor? Like, and he chuckled and he said, you're right. I said, Pastor, listen, when we ask for strength, God isn't going to put muscles on our body. When you ask for an opportunity, or you ask to help people, or you ask to better people's lives, and an opportunity comes your way, this could possibly be the answer. Now, please don't go talk to your pastor that way unless you have a great relationship. I'm just telling you that I need y'all to be confident in what you have and the lives that we're going to change. And when I look at what Lindsay has done, and she's brand new, and Sherry said it best. She said, I'm like her. I don't know all of the back office. Sherry just finished 50-50. And so, Sherry, I would love to go to you for a quick second, because I want you guys to understand something, that some people that when they see this, they think that they're, and some of y'all have been working with us for a while, but I want to share something with you, that Sherry went to the rank of what's called Sapphire, which is 50 left and 50 right. And on March 31st, in order for this to be completed, she needed 35 more people to get started. March 31st, 9 a.m. This is a true story. And by March 31st, 11:58 p.m., Sherry was a Sapphire. She's not this magical fairy that pulled 35 people out of the air in a matter of this amount of time. What she did, and Sherry, I would love for you to touch on this, but what she did is, in the whole month of March, even on her birthday, even when she was traveling to Dubai, even when she was at the airport, even when she, like, you name it, even during the grand opening of her franchise, even during this, the grand opening of her franchise that she spent 1.5 million to open, even through all of this, she was presenting Viago. And because we did the work the whole month, on the last day, we had enough bodies. That's number one. Number two, she had wonderful people on the team, people that are on here like Kathy, like Rika, like Cheryl, like Soda, like Stevie B, like so many of the people that are on here that did a little bit of extra on this day, and the team helped her finish Sapphire. And now she's got one focus, and one focus only, is to help every single one of these people finish Sapphire. And Sherry, I'd love for you to talk about the work that was done, things that you completed, what you saw that helped lead you and the team to get this completed in a very short period of time. because there's brand new people and there are people that have been around for a while. And I'd love for you to touch on some of the key things that could help them get off to a fast start. This is the month of April right now. So many people can finish 5-5, 10-10, 25-25, even if it's their first month, Sherry, and be recognized in Atlanta in front of thousands of people and be cheered for and celebrated, just like you will be. What can you advise them and help them based off of what you did and what you just saw? And I want to say one last thing as I turn it over to you. I'm so proud of you. And I know I'm younger than you, and I know you're like a second mom to me. And I just want to tell you, and I hope you receive this respectfully, I'm so proud of you, because so many people that are in your situation, that have made millions, that have built big organizations, are not willing to go through and do what you have done and are willing to do to make this happen. So thank you for being you. Thank you for leading by example. And I'd love for you to share with everyone what you did and how it all worked out.
Well, thank you. And, you know, like I said earlier, this is my favorite day of the week because of this training, because a lot of times when people get involved in this, I'm speaking to the new people, you know, it's a little bit overwhelming to get this much information coming through. And Saturday, we get to spend a little extra time with you and show you that we're just real people. You know, I love what our president says, you know, IRL, in real life. This is what you're getting with all of us. And when you talk about, you know, the last day of the month, you know, we're at the beginning of April. And it doesn't matter if you've been around for a while or if you're brand new today. Today is a new day. Don't worry about what's happened in the past. You know, if you've, you know, it's funny because when Muzaffar was talking about getting no's, you know, it's like I got a whole, I put all these little sticky notes. I can't turn the computer around to show you, but I have these little sticky notes everywhere on my mirrors. And every time I call somebody, I put their name on it, and then I put it up. I have different sections in my mirror, and this is what keeps me on track, because if somebody says no, I just put them in this line over here at the far end of my mirror. It's a full-length mirror, and I just say not now, because it's all in timing. Don't get frustrated, or, you know, when you call a friend and they're like, oh, I've heard about these things and all this kind of stuff. It's just in timing. And what ended up happening all the time we were building, when it came to us to have our Sapphire run, which for all of you that are brand new, Sapphire is really where you want to get to, because now you're making some great money. You're able to help more people. You have a little extra income coming in from the Sapphire bonus to be able to help you be able to do presentations, or maybe take somebody out to dinner and talk to them. That just gives you more leverage in your business. But for us, when Muzaffar, you know, the first thing he said I needed to do was get qualified. That's getting your 2. This is as basic as, you know, remember, I was a preschool, Montessori preschool teacher, so I'm going to keep it super ABC 1, 2, 3, but getting your 2. But the most important thing you want to do is get people to their Club 6. This right here helps them get their membership for free, and they still get the points. And when you realize, when a person understands that 450 that they're in, you know, they're putting into their business, which is to me is something that you need to do. You know, it's like I hear a lot of people go, you know, there's different ways to get started and all this. I like the 450. I'll tell you why. It's a one-time charge, and you're part of the club. You're part of the membership, and you get to do all those things that Lindsay was talking about, that, you know, you go, oh my gosh, she saved that much money that quickly. And her story, I mean, no one's going to tell her no when she shows how much money she saved. And now, and I want to throw this out to everybody. When Muzaffar and was talking about, you know, talking about single moms, there's a lot of single dads out there. I mean, there are a lot. I mean, my son is a newly single dad, and, you know, he's raising 2 kids and 2 dogs, and learning about life on his own after 18 years of being together. And I look at it and I'm like, I'm going to go and tell him Lindsay's story. You know, it's like, because I mean, he signed up at the very beginning, but he hasn't done anything yet. But guess what? I'm going to show him all those savings, because he's got budgets now, and he's figuring out, he's got his checkoff lists of all the things he needs to do to take care of his family. And when you look at that, the opportunities for everyone. So back to my last day of the month. it was a big hill to climb. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I wouldn't have had Muzaffar pushing me up that hill, supporting me, and my team pushing me up that hill, you got to do the work first. You got to build the relationships first to be able to get that kind of support around you. And if you don't have an upline, maybe your upline's brand new, which is, God bless them. They introduced you, go upline. And that's why we do these calls. I mean, and Muzaffar and I are here every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. You can count on us. How do you know you can count on us? Because when I was in Dubai, I was getting up at 5 a.m. to be able to get on the 6:30 p.m. call, because I want to be present. I was on a run. I want to help people, and I want to lead by example. You can't tell people what to do. You need to show people what to do. That's this business, hands down. So when you're looking at this going, wow, there's a lot of information to cover. Don't worry about it. You'll learn. I mean, Lindsay just said it. I was so excited when she said she didn't even know how to use all the back office. I'm still learning how to use all the back office. There are other people that have to go look at all the details. They're learning everything. They're spending all their time in the back office. They're learning how the comp plan works and all this. Meanwhile, you've got us running, getting people into the business, and we're going to learn it with them. We don't have to be, here, you've got people that know how to do it above you, that you don't have to know it all right at the beginning. You will learn it, but in time. And that's why I love that Muzaffar was pushing me up that hill. And when we got to the top at 11:57, because at midnight, it closes off and goes into the next month. And when we were there, Jesse got on the call from the Philippines, and I have to tell all of you this. I actually cried. I've never cried in my almost 4 decades of getting any trophy. I just haven't, never. It was and we're talking sapphire. I've reached the level of blue diamond in 1 month, in my past careers, so it's like, but to me, sapphire, to have that kind of support, which I've never, ever had, the leadership and the team that rallied together to help make it happen, that's what you want. That's the joy. That is something that when I say that it was an emotional moment for me, I just went, this is a safe place to bring people. This is a safe place to bring your team. You've got leaders that really seriously want to see you succeed. And I just, I can go on and on and on about it, but I want to respect your Saturday and just go, you know what? Get 1 or 2 people on Monday night's call. Let's get your 6. And then the rest will all come. And then you help them get their 6. And what happens is like a snowball. It just keeps going and going and going. The only thing I ask you is don't quit. There's going to be days that are going to be great. There's going to be days that aren't so great. I've had a few of those. My husband was in the hospital with double pneumonia and almost died while I was building this business. And I remember Kathy Westfall, who was on this call, I called her and we prayed. And when I went in the car while they were doing they asked me to leave the room while they were trying to get him to breathe. And I remember we went out and we prayed together. And I'm like, this is the community we have. You are going to have more support and more love than you've ever experienced. And just like Lindsay is a hugger, I'm a hugger. Let's all meet in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go have some fun. Who do you know in that area that you can start working on now to be able to get them to the event with us? Because if they go to the event, they're going to get, Viago will get in them. And I promise you that's what happens. So Muzaffar, thank you so much. Thank everyone for your time. We love you. And I'm going to let you close the call up.
Well, thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing today. Thank you, Kamitsi, for your testimonial. Absolutely incredible. It's been a great day. And I'll just tell all of you this. Welcome. Welcome to your community. Welcome to your family. And let's go build something that no one can take away from you. And let's go take this together. It's going to the top. Let's be a part of it together. Atlanta is 3 weeks away. There's a lot of presentations happening. We look forward to meeting your friends, your family, your relationships, your contacts, your networks. I mean, I just got a text message from someone that is in wealth management that is getting started. I get a text message from someone that's in construction, police officer. I mean, there's all walks of life. If they breathe, show them Viago. If they have a hard time breathing, show them Viago. because we have a way to help in every way possible. So have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you, everyone, for helping. Have a great day. We'll see you all Monday night with some guests, and God bless.